Noun phrases. Noun phrases are composed of a head noun combined with stuff like possessors, adjectives, yang relative clauses. In some respects, noun phrases in Indonesian are the mirror images of their English counterparts. Here's an example where the Indonesian noun phrase read backwards corresponds one-to-one with its English counterpart. Komodo Indonesia bersifat ganas saya, my vicious Indonesian Komodo dragon. Here's the general rule for how noun phrases are organized. Quantity before head noun, before noun modifier, before adjective possessor, before yang relative clause, before demonstrative pronoun. For example, those 3 vicious Indonesian Komodo dragons of mine that are world famous can be read as Tiga Komodo Indonesia bersifat ganas saya yang terkenal di dunia. Word order. As shown in the chart above, here is the customary word order in noun phrases. Quantity. Number, measure word, group number that uses ordinal ke, indefinite number. Example 1a. Tiga Komodo. Tiga ekor Komodo. Ketiga Komodo. Semua Komodo. Then head noun. Example 1b. Tiga Komodo. Blah, blah, blah. Then modifying noun. Komodo Indonesia. An Indonesia Komodo dragon. Example 1c. Adjective, adjective-like verb. Adjectives are often modified with yang for clarity. Example 2. Komodo Indonesia ganas is often written as Komodo Indonesia yang ganas. Possessor. However, adjectives that are modified with yang can be moved after the possessor for clarity. Examples 3. Sifat ganas Komodo. The vicious nature of Komodo dragons could be Sifat Komodo yang ganas. Next comes yang relative clauses. Example 4. Sifat ganas Komodo yang terkenal di dunia. The world-famous vicious nature of Komodo dragons. Finally, at the end, demonstrative pronoun ini itu to delimit the noun phrase. Example 1b. Tiga Komodo Indonesia saya yang bersifat ganas yang terkenal di dunia itu. In summary, starts with quantity, head noun, modifying noun, adjective, possessor in either order, yang relative clause, and the demonstrative pronoun. Multiple adjectives. Here is how yang and dan are used to organize multiple adjectives. Yang can optionally be inserted between a head noun and its adjective, or between 2 adjectives for emphasis or clarity. Example 5a. Aku lebih suka Komodo yang ganas, bukan Komodo yang jinak. I prefer vicious Komodo dragons, not tame Komodo dragons. Example 5b. Komodo cantik yang ganas, or Komodo cantik dan ganas, a beautiful and vicious Komodo dragon. Here are some exceptions. Yang often changes the meaning of a noun-adjective collocation when it's inserted between the noun and adjective. Example 5c. Kamar kecil, a restroom. Kamar yang kecil, just a small room. Yang cannot be used with superlative phrases or too much phrases. Example 5d. Komodo yang paling buas. That's a phrase, 2 words, paling buas. So you would write Komodo paling buas or Komodo yang terbuas. Yang must be used for all other adjective phrases. Example 5e. Komodo lebih buas has to be Komodo yang lebih buas. Yang must be used when adjectives are moved behind possessors. Example 3. Sifat ganas Komodo becomes Sifat Komodo yang ganas. Dan is used optionally between 2 adjectives. Example 5b. Komodo cantik dan ganas, a beautiful and vicious Komodo dragon. Usually instead of yang for lists of 3 or more adjectives. Example 5f. Komodo cantik diam dan ganas, a beautiful, quiet, and vicious Komodo dragon. Dan is used with yang as yang dan for coordinated adjectives. Komodo yang kuat dan gesit. A strong and quick Komodo dragon. Declarative sentences. Here's an overview of declarative sentences. To be. Equative sentences are sentences with noun predicates. Indonesian makes them by direct apposition or with the copula adalah. Example 1a, Komodo kadal yang ganas means Komodo dragons are ferocious lizards. You can also say Komodo adalah kadal yang ganas, clearer. Or the verbs merupakan, mean to be. Example 3c, pembunuhan Komodo merupakan ketidakadilan yang kejam. The killing of Komodo dragons is a cruel injustice. Or the verb menjadi, as to be. Saya menjadi orang yang berubah. I am a changed person. Adalah. Copulas mean to be, but that's about as close to being a verb as they get. They are the grammatical equivalent of an equal sign. For example, they cannot be modified with adverbs, and they're usually negated by replacement with bukan. Example 2, Komodo bukan adalah kadal yang ganas is wrong. You say Komodo bukan kadal yang ganas. Komodo dragons are not ferocious lizards. In addition to adalah, Indonesian also has a less common copula, ialah, that can only be used with third-person subjects. Think, ya ialah. Merupakan. Merupakan is often used interchangeably with adalah. Example 3a, Komodo adalah kadal terbesar yang ada di dunia. The Komodo dragon is the largest lizard in the world. Can be replaced with Komodo merupakan kadal terbesar yang ada di dunia. Merupakan tends to replace adalah in contexts where the assertion of equality is qualified because, by contrast to the copula adalah, merupakan is a verb and can be modified by adverbs. Example 3b, Komodo mungkin adalah kadal terbesar yang ada di dunia is wrong. You say Komodo mungkin merupakan kadal terbesar yang ada di dunia. The Komodo dragon is the largest lizard in the world. Merupakan is usually negated by replacement with bukan. However, the core meaning of merupakan is to resemble, and therefore it usually appears in contexts that express that the subject has the appearance or another quality of the predicate noun. Example 3c, pembunuhan Komodo merupakan ketidakadilan yang kejam. The killing of Komodo dragons is a cruel injustice. By contrast, related contexts such as similarity and metaphor use seperti bagaikan, like, seolah-olah, as if. Example 3d, Klaus Kinski berjalan seperti Komodo, bagaikan Komodo, seolah-olah dia adalah Komodo. Klaus Kinski walks like a Komodo dragon. Example 3e, Komodo itu berpura-pura mengabaikan saya, seolah-olah saya tidak ada di sana. The Komodo dragon pretended to ignore me as if I wasn't there. You can also use mirip and serupa dengan for similar to. Example 3f, muka Komodo itu mirip Peter Lorre. Muka Komodo itu serupa dengan Peter Lorre. That Komodo dragon's face resembles Peter Lorre. Menjadi. Menjadi, become. 4a. Saya mau menjadi penjaga hutan di Pulau Komodo. I want to become a park ranger on Komodo Island. It's used to express to be, referring to a changed form. 4b. Saya menjadi orang yang berubah. That doesn't mean to become, it means is. I am a changed person. Or status, such as an employee. 4c. Saya menjadi penjaga hutan di Pulau Komodo can mean I am a forest ranger on Komodo Island. In the context of equative sentences, menjadi is usually negated by replacement with bukan. The table below is a heat map based on my intoxicated survey of adalah, merupakan, menjadi in Sherlock Holmes short stories. So you see that in the similar context, merupakan is the winner, and it tends to mean to have the qualities or status. In the equivalency context, adalah is the winner, and it tends to be identical to. In the change context, menjadi is the winner, and it usually relates to coming into existence or changing to a different form. Practice tip. Adalah, ialah, to be, is used to express equal. Merupakan, to resemble, is used to express approximately, or that the subject has the appearance or another quality of the predicate noun. Menjadi, to become, is used to express that the subject became the predicate noun or has the status of the predicate noun. If the learner thinks that this is abstruse, they're not alone. In particular, the distinction between adalah and merupakan seems to be often garbled in casual speech. It might help to keep an eye out for these words in the learner's general studies in order to get a sense about how they are used in the real world.
Genjer nong kedoan batik keleler.
Declarative sentences, being. Stative sentences are sentences whose predicates are adjectives or adjective-like verbs. They're made by direct apposition and negated with tidak. Example 1a, Komodo, tidak, ganas. Komodo dragons are not vicious. Adding yang to the adjective or adjective-like verb nominalizes it and results in an equative sentence. Example 1b, Komodo yang tidak ganas. Komodo dragons are the ones that are not vicious. To be at. Locative sentences are sentences whose predicates are locations. Indonesian expresses that the subject is located somewhere by direct apposition or with the copula ada. Example 1, saya di Pulau Komodo, or saya ada di Pulau Komodo. I am on Komodo Island. Or the verbs berada, located at, or terdapat, found at. Example 3a, sebagian besar Komodo ada di Pulau Komodo. Ada can be replaced with berada or terdapat. Most Komodo dragons are on Komodo Island. This is also the case for the copulas ada, ialah. The copula ada is not a verb. For example, it cannot be modified with adverbs and is usually negated by replacement with bukan. Example 2, saya bukan ada di Pulau Komodo is wrong. You say, saya bukan di Pulau Komodo. I'm not on Komodo Island. By contrast, berada and terdapat are verbs and they're negated with tidak. In locative sentences, ada, berada, terdapat are more or less interchangeable. Ada is the most common by far, and berada, terdapat are its formal counterparts. Ada is also more versatile. As described in the presentation on the passive voice, ada can also express to exist. Example 3b, hantu ada, ghost exists. There is, example 3c, tidak ada hantu di rumah. There are no ghosts in the house. Some are, example 3d, ada yang besar, ada yang kecil. Some are big, some are small. Possession, saya tidak ada uang. I don't have any money. And function as an emphatic do modal verb. Example 3f, saya ada menerima surat itu. I did receive the letter. In addition to ada, berada, terdapat, there are also several other verbs that can be used to express location, such as terletak, berlokasi, bertempat, tinggal, menghuni, mendiami. Example 4a, Pulau Komodo terletak 1.579 kilometer dari Jakarta. Komodo Island is 1,579 kilometers from Jakarta. Example 4b, saya mau tinggal di Pulau Komodo. I want to live on Komodo Island.